way, a light bar on top, and he'd even put some fencing over the windows so the zombies couldn't get to you. We even found a camper top that fit on the back so we always had a place to sleep. There's an M60 in the back with 500 rounds, Zach told us. It's all I could spare. You are awesome, Zach, Blake said. Zach's full name is Zachariah Gunderson. That name alone screamed white boy, but he was a good dude. Smart, too. Are you guys sure I can't talk you into coming with us? He asked. And I shook my head. Most of them were going to pack up and move to a place called Mount Weather. With us being in the military, it was naturally assumed we'd go too. We talked about it many times, and a few days ago we made the decision. Me and my two friends, Blake Mann and Brandon Caswell. We decided we were tired of being in the military and tired of taking orders. We were going to strike out on our own. I wanted us to keep it a secret, but BC, that's what we call Brandon, decided to get advice from Zach. I was pissed at first. I thought Zach would snitch us out. But he didn't. The next day, he approached us and opened up a spiral notepad. It was full of ideas and suggestions for us. That boy sure liked to write stuff down. We sat in the privacy of his barn and read his notes over while he talked. He had things in that notepad that I would have never thought about. I had to admit, talking to Zach was a good idea after all, and he didn't tell anyone of our plans. Yeah, Zach was a good dude. We met at midnight the next night. Zach shook our hands and wished us well. And so, on a warm August night on the 1109th day that I saw my first zombie, the three of us headed out. Our destination was a place called LBL, the land between the lakes. BC had an aunt and uncle who owned a marina and campground somewhere around there, and he seemed to think they were still alive. It was a life-changing decision. At the time, the three of us were convinced it was the best course of action for us. If only I had known. If I had known the path we had set for ourselves was going to lead to us becoming murdering marauders, I would have jumped out of that truck right then and there. Chapter 2. New Johnsonville. We made it to New Johnsonville with little trouble, encountering only a few zombies wandering around. Most of them were out of the roadway, but any of them who were stupid enough to not move were run over by BC. Otherwise, we didn't waste our ammo on them. New Johnsonville was a small southern town located on Kentucky Lake in the western part of Tennessee. The nearest city was Waverly, 11 miles back to the east, but it wasn't much bigger. BC pointed. Kentucky Lake is up ahead. It's really the Tennessee River, but they dammed it up. Now they call it a lake. I've no idea why they didn't call it Tennessee Lake. It's always been a small town. Only about 2,000 people lived here the last time I visited. He turned onto a side road off State Route 1 onto Nellbeard Road. The marina's at the dead end. I hope it's still intact. It was pretty impressive back before. I hope your people are still alive, Blake said. Yeah, me too, BC replied. I could hear some tenseness in his tone of voice, and he was looking around as he drove. It was a long, rural road with lots of trees and bushes on both sides, but there was something a little different about this road. Ain't no trees lying across the road, I mentioned. BC and Blake looked around. Blake then pointed. I see a lot of tree stumps and cut-up trees, he said. BC slowed to a stop. Yeah, somebody's been working to keep the road clear. That's a good sign, right? He asked. Well, someone's doing the work, Blake replied. Yeah, BC muttered, and started the truck moving. He got quiet now. He was trying to hide it, but I could see he was tense. I guess the not knowing of what awaited us at the marina, whether or not his kin were alive, was getting to him. He had been holding steady at 20 miles per hour, but as we rounded a slight curve, he slowed to a crawl. There was some barbed wire fencing and a heavy gate that was currently open. I don't remember this, BC muttered. It's new, huh? Blake asked. That's got to be a good sign. He was trying to be optimistic, but I wasn't so sure it was helping BC.